Hello students, welcome back to DSCJ's home classes. Now today's topic is elevation in boiling point. Firstly, you must know what do you mean by boiling point. This is one of the colligative properties. First colligative properties we did in our last lecture, that is relative lowering in vapor pressure. Now second one is elevation in boiling point. Boiling point is the temperature at which vapor pressure of a solution or any liquid becomes equal to atmospheric pressure. So the temperature at which vapor pressure of any liquid becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure, that temperature is known as boiling point of a liquid. For example, suppose we have water. When we boil it, it forms vapors and its vapor pressure. Suppose this is the vapor pressure of water. And atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atmospheric pressure, if this is 1 atmospheric pressure, then boiling point of water is that temperature where this vapor pressure becomes equal to the atmospheric pressure. And how it becomes equal to atmospheric pressure? We heat this water, and on heating or on providing some heat to this water, it forms more vapors, and as a result its vapor pressure becomes equal to 1 atmosphere. That means boiling point is the temperature. This is the temperature which we give to water molecule so that its vapor pressure becomes equal to atmospheric pressure, and this temperature is known as boiling point of water. Now elevation, by the term elevation in boiling point, elevation means increase in boiling point. So by the term elevation in boiling point, we means if we take simple water, suppose its vapor pressure comes out to be here. This is the vapor pressure of water, and suppose this is 1 atmospheric pressure. Now we add, this is pure water. Now we have another case in which we add non-volatile solute to this water. Because non-volatile solutes are those which do not form vapors. As a result, its vapor pressure of solution having non-volatile solute, and this is vapor pressure of pure water. As a result, vapor pressure of solution decreases. So, somewhere here in the graph, this is the vapor pressure of solution having non-volatile solute. So, in order to become equal to 1 atmospheric pressure, we have to supply more heat to this solution. Whereas in case of water, we have to supply only this amount of heat. So this increase in the value of temperature, or you can say heat, amount of heat, is known as elevation in boiling point. It means in order to boil this solution, we have to supply more amount of heat. Whereas in case of water, we have to supply comparatively less amount of heat. And this increase in the value of heat supplied is known as elevation in boiling point. So we can explain it with the help of a graph. If you plot a graph between vapor pressure and temperature. Normally what happens? When we increase temperature, vapor pressure also increases. Why? Because when we heat something, vapors are formed. More vapors are formed. As a result, more vapor pressure is formed. So, curve is like this. This is for pure water. And suppose this line corresponds to atmospheric pressure. This is atmospheric pressure. Then the point where the vapor pressure of, this is the vapor pressure of pure water, which increases with increasing temperature. So the point where, this point, where both the vapor pressure of pure water as well as atmospheric pressure meets together, or it becomes equal, it corresponds to the temperature which is known as, this temperature is known as boiling point of pure water. Now, as I told you that if we consider a solution having non-volatile impurities or having non-volatile solute in it, then its vapor pressure undergoes a decrease, as you studied in relative lowering in vapor pressure. So the curve is like this. This is for solution having non-volatile solute. Vapor pressure of solution having non-volatile solute is less compared to that of pure water, as I show you here. Now, one point is same, that is with the increase in temperature, vapor pressure also increases. The point where it becomes equal to atmospheric pressure corresponds to the temperature which is represented by TB, and this TB is boiling point of solution. And this change in the boiling point of pure water as well as solution is known as elevation in boiling point. This difference is represented by delta TB, and it is known as elevation in boiling point. So, elevation in boiling point represented by delta TB is equal to, according to this plot, it is equal to TB minus TB naught. So what do you mean by elevation in boiling point? That is the increase in the boiling point of solution having non-volatile solute in it is known as elevation in boiling point. Or you can say the increase in the boiling point of water on addition of non-volatile solute to it is known as elevation in boiling point, which is given by delta TB, which is equal to TB minus TB naught. And I told you that this TB is the boiling point of solution, whereas TB naught is the boiling point of pure water. Now we derive its mathematical expression. Experimentally, it has been confirmed that or observed that it is observed that delta TB, that is elevation in boiling point, is directly proportional to molality or concentration of, this is molality, or you can say concentration of solute. More the quantity of solute in this pure water, more will be the elevation in boiling point. When we remove this proportionality symbol, it is equal to delta TB is equal to Kb into M, where this Kb is known as proportionality constant and it is also known as molar elevation constant, or sometimes it is molar elevation in boiling point constant, also known as ebullioscopic constant. In this relation, if we consider M to be 1 molar, that is concentration of solution is 1 molar, then if M is equal to 1 molar or 1 mole of solute per kg of solvent, then delta TB is equal to Kb. From this we can define ebullioscopic constant as, thus ebullioscopic constant or molar elevation constant molar boiling point elevation constant may be defined as it is equal to elevation in boiling point, may be defined as elevation in boiling point of a solution having 1 molar concentration of solute or in which 1 mole of non-volatile solute is present in 1 kg or 1000 gram of solvent. So ebullioscopic constant according to this relation is equal to change in or elevation in boiling point when the concentration of solution is 1 molar, or you can say when 1 mole of non-volatile solute is present either in 1 kg of solvent or 1000 gram of solvent. This Kb, value of Kb is constant for different solvents. Its value is constant for different solvents at a particular temperature. For example, for water, Kb is equal to 0.52. Now what is the unit of this Kb? According to this relation, that is delta Tb is equal to Kb into m. We can derive units of Kb. It is equal to delta T by m. So its unit is Kelvin per molar, or you can say degree Celsius per molar. So Kb is equal to, for water, Kb is equal to 0.52 Kelvin per molar. In most of the numericals we use this value because water is acting as a solvent. But if you have some other solvent, then value is given to you. Now, as I told you that in every colligative properties we have to do 3 steps. First, we have to define the colligative property. Secondly, we have to give reason or explain why that property is a colligative property. And third is the determination of molecular mass. So second step, that is why this elevation in boiling point is a colligative property. Since delta Tb is directly proportional to m, that is number of moles of solute in 1 kg of solvent. So it is a colligative property. Because I told you that colligative properties are those properties which depends on number of solute particles. And from this relation, we can say elevation in boiling point is directly proportional to number of moles of solute. So it is a colligative property. Now third step is the determination of molecular mass from this property. As we know that elevation in boiling point is given by the expression that delta Tb is equal to Kb into m, or you can also write it as delta Tb is equal to Kb into m, molality. We know that molality is equal to number of moles of solute present per kg of solvent. And if it is in grams, then it is equal to Nb upon Wa into 1000. Substitute this value in the expression. We have Nb upon Wa into 1000, and this is in grams. Also, we know that number of moles of solute is equal to mass of solute upon molar mass to Wa into 1000. Take Mb to this side. We have Mb equal to Kb into Wb into 1000 upon delta Tb into Wa. So this is a relation for finding out the molecular mass of non-volatile solute using elevation in boiling point. If you know all the values, you can easily find out molecular mass of solute. Wb here is the mass of solute WA is the mass of solvent. Delta TB, I told you, it is the elevation boiling point. KB is the ebullioscopic constant. So in this way we can find out molecular mass. So students, firstly when you have to describe elevation in boiling point, firstly you have to write down the definition of boiling point. Then elevation in boiling point, what do you mean by elevation in boiling point? Then you have to derive the mathematical expression of elevation in boiling point. After that you must give reason why it is known as colligative properties, and lastly you have to find out the molecular mass of solute from elevation in boiling point using this relation. So this is all about elevation in boiling point. Now students, we will do some numericals on this property, that is elevation in boiling point. First numerical is the boiling point of benzene is 353.23 Kelvin. When 1.80 gram of a non-volatile solute was dissolved in 90 gram of benzene, the boiling point is raised to 354.11 Kelvin. Calculate molar mass of solute if ebullioscopic constant for benzene is 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. Now firstly you have to write down all the given quantities. Firstly you know that here solvent is benzene. Whose boiling point is given to you, that is when it is in the pure state, its boiling point is given to you, that is TB naught is given to you, which is 353.23 Kelvin. When 1.80 gram of a non-volatile solute was dissolved, it means mass of solute is given to you, it is 1.80 gram, was dissolved in 90 gram of benzene. Mass of solvent is also given, it is equal to 90 gram. Boiling point is raised to 354.11 Kelvin. It means you are provided with TB, that is boiling point of solution, which is 354.11 Kelvin. This is a NCERT problem. Calculate molar mass of solute. You have to find out M. If KB is also given to you, because I told you that ebullioscopic constant has constant value for a given solvent. So here solvent is benzene, its ebullioscopic constant is 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. Now you have to find out the molality or molar concentration of solute. We know that delta TB is equal to KB into M, or you can also write here delta TB firstly. In elevation in boiling point, we did the expression delta TB is equal to TB minus TB naught. So it is equal to 354.11 minus 353.23. It comes out to be 0.88 Kelvin. You don't have to find out M because this is molar mass, not molar mass. So you have to find out molar mass, that is MB of solute. According to this relation, delta TB is equal to KB into M, or we can also write here as delta TB is equal to Kb molality, number of moles of solute, that is Wb upon Mb, Wa 2000. We have to find out Mb, which is equal to Kb Wb 1000 upon delta Tb into Wa. Substitute all the values. Kb is equal to 2.53 Kelvin kg per mole. You can also write down the units so that you will easily cut all the units and find out the final unit. Then Wb is 1.80, then 1000, then you have delta Tb, which is equal to 0.88 Kelvin into Wa, which is equal to 90 gram. When you solve it, because here kg is used but we multiply the term with 1000. So on solving it or on calculating it, we have value 57.5 gram per mole. You can check it. This is the answer. That is molecular mass of solute. Now students, this is our second numerical. 18 gram of glucose is dissolved in 1 kg of water in a saucepan. At what temperature will that water boil at itne bar pressure, 1.013 bar pressure? Kb, that is ebullioscopic constant for water, is 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. Firstly, we have to write down all the given quantities. Glucose is given, mass of glucose is given to you, that is Wb, which is equal to 18 gram. Then mass of water, solvent, is given to you. Wa is equal to 1 kg, which is equal to 1000 gram. Then at what temperature water boil at 1.013 bar pressure? We know that 1.013 bar is equal to 1 atmosphere. So question is, at what temperature will the water boil at 1.013 bar pressure if glucose is added to it? That means we have to find out Tb, and we know that Tb naught, that is boiling point of water, is fixed. If it is in Kelvin, then 373.15 Kelvin. This is the boiling point of water. At 1.013 bar or 1 atmosphere. Kb is also given to you. It is equal to 0.52 Kelvin kg per mole. Now using the relation of elevation and boiling point. We have delta Tb is equal to Kb into M, or it is equal to Kb into Wb upon Mb to Wa into 1000. Firstly, we have to find out delta Tb. So, substitute all the values here. We know that Kb is given to you, that is equal to 0.52 into Wb is also given to you, 18 gram, into 1000 upon Mb. Mb is the molecular mass of solute. Here solute is glucose, whose formula is H12O6, and its molecular mass comes out to be 180 gram. You can find out this. So MB is 180 into WA is also given to you, that is 1000 gram. Now when you solve it, this will cancel out and answer comes out to be 0.052 Kelvin. So this is elevation in boiling point. We also know one relation, that is delta TB is equal to TB minus TB naught. We have to find out TB. TB naught is given to you, and delta TB we find out this 0.052 is equal to TB minus TB naught is 373.15. When you take this value to in this side, you have TB is equal to 0.052 plus 373.15, which is equal to 373.202 Kelvin. So this is your answer. Now students, third qualitative property is depression in freezing point. Now what do you mean by freezing point firstly? According to you, you can say freezing point is a temperature at which something freezes. But in chemistry language, freezing point is somewhat different. It is a temperature at which vapor pressure of a solid form of a substance is in equilibrium with vapor pressure of its liquid form, or you can say temperature at which vapor pressure of a solid form of a substance is equal to vapor pressure of its liquid form. So, temperature where vapor pressure of solid form of a substance is equal to vapor pressure of its liquid form is known as freezing point. Now, what do you mean by depression in freezing point? Depression in freezing point, depression means decrease. So, depression in freezing point is the point or the temperature. It has been observed that when we add non-volatile solute to a solvent, its freezing point shows decrease in the value, and this decrease in the freezing point of solution having non-volatile solute in it is known as depression in freezing point. I will show you with the help of a graph. Suppose we plot a graph between temperature and vapor pressure for a particular substance. Its solid form, when the substance has solid form, its vapor pressure is like this. You can write solid solvent. That means with increase in temperature, vapor pressure also shows increase in value. Now, when we take its liquid form, it is like this. Again it shows increase in the value. So this is for pure liquid solvent. And according to the definition of freezing point, the temperature at which vapor pressure of solid form is equal to the vapor pressure of liquid form is known as freezing point. This is the point where they meet. So the point or the temperature corresponding to this point is the freezing point of this solvent or pure solvent. So this is TF naught. That means freezing point of pure solvent. Now, when you add some non-volatile solute to this solvent, liquid solvent, its vapor pressure shows a decrease in value according to relative loading in vapor pressure. So the curve is like this. This is for solution having non-volatile solute. Although it shows increase in vapor pressure with increase in temperature, but the value of vapor pressure is less compared to that of the pure liquid or pure solvent because we add non-volatile solute to it. Now the temperature at which this vapor pressure of this solution meets the solid form, vapor pressure of solid form, corresponds to TF, that is freezing point of solution. And this change in value or this difference in freezing point of solvent as well as solution is represented by delta TF, which is known as depression in freezing point, because here solution shows less value compared to that of the solvent. That means it shows decrease in its value. That is why it is known as depression in freezing point. So I think this graph is clear to you. From this we can say depression in freezing point which is represented by delta TF is equal to TF naught minus TF. In the previous property, that is elevation in boiling point, we write down delta TB is equal to TF minus TF naught, because in that case the value of boiling point of solution is more, but here the value of freezing point of solvent is more compared to that of the solution. Now experimentally it has been observed that this depression in freezing point is directly proportional to molality or molar concentration of, you can also write here C, molar concentration of solute. It means greater the concentration of solute in solution, more will be the fall in its vapor pressure value and more will be the difference or more will be the depression in freezing point. जितनी ज़्यादा नॉन वोलेटाइल सोल्यूट की कॉन्सेंट्रेशन होगी सॉल्वेंट के अंदर, उतना उसका वेपर प्रेशर लो होगा, जितना ये लो होगा उतनी उसकी वैल्यू भी, ये जो डेल्टा टीएफ की वैल्यू है वो भी कम होती जाएगी. दैट मीन्स डेल्टा टीएफ डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट डिपेंड्स ऑन concentration of solute. When we remove proportionality constant, we have another constant Kf. This Kf is known as molar depression in freezing point constant, or this is also known as cryoscopic constant. In some books it has been written that molar cryoscopic constant. Its value is again constant for different solvents. For example, for water, Kf is equal to 1.86 Kelvin per molar, or degree Celsius per molar, or Kelvin kg per mole. This is important. This value is important for calculating the numericals. Here also, if you have to find out the units, this is per molar. You can write here. How we will find out the units of Kf? From this relation we have Kf is equal to delta Tf upon m, and delta Tf is in either Kelvin or degree Celsius upon molar. Or you can, because units of molarity is moles per kg, you can also write here Kelvin per moles per kg. So it is when you take this molarity moles in the numerator, you have Kelvin kg per mole. That is why I write here molar. Here also molar, but here moles. Now, if in this relation we consider m equal to 1 mole per kg, then delta Tf is equal to Kf. Thus, delta Tf is equal to Kf. From this we can say, thus cryoscopic constant or molar depression in freezing point constant may be defined as depression in freezing point for a solution having 1 molar concentration, that is in which solution having 1 mole of non-volatile solute dissolved in 1 kg or 1000 gram of solvent. So this is the definition of Kraskopik constant or molar depression constant. We did its unit and relation also. Now next is, as I told you, next point is we have to prove why it is a colligative property. Since delta TF is proportional to molality, that is number of moles of solute but not its nature. So it is a colligative property. So this is our second point. Firstly, we define depression in freezing point, then we find out its expression, mathematical expression, then we give reason why it is known as colligative property, and last one is determination of molecular mass. From this property. We have relation delta TF is equal to KF into M. Also, we can write delta TF is equal to KF into molality, because molality is number of moles of solute dissolved per kg of solvent, and if it is in grams then we multiply the numerator with 1000. Or delta TF is equal to KF into WB upon MB into WA into 1000. Or from here we have to find out molecular mass. MB is equal to KF into WB upon into 1000 upon delta TF into WA. If we know the value of mass of solute, this is mass of solvent, this Kraskopik constant, depression in freezing point, we can easily find out the molecular mass of solute. So this is all about depression in freezing point. Now we will do some numericals. Also this colligative property has some applications. We will do that application because that is very important as it solves the conceptual questions. Now students, we have some applications of this colligative property, that is depression in freezing point, in our daily life. First application is use of antifreeze mixture or solution. You have seen whenever vehicles they are used in cold areas or in places where temperature is low. What happened? Because in that place temperature is very low. As a result, the water used in the radiators of the vehicles, they freeze, and that vehicle will not work. But in order to avoid that situation, what we do, we add antifreeze mixture to the radiator, and generally antifreeze mixture which we use in vehicles is ethylene glycol. This ethylene glycol, from the name antifreeze, that means which is opposite to freezing, जो क्या करेगा, जो फ्रीजिंग करने से, वाटर को फ्रीज करने से रोकेगा. जनरली वी यूज इथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल एज ए एंटीफ्रीज मिक्सचर इन रेडिएटर्स, कार रेडिएटर्स. व्हाट हैपन, जब भी ठंडे में, आई विल एक्सप्लेन इट अगेन, जब भी हम किसी गाड़ी को, व्हीकल्स को हम ठंडे एरियाज में चलाते हैं तो क्या होता है, जो कार, जो जैसे एग्जांपल हम ले रहे हैं कार में हम जैसे रेडिएटर्स में वाटर यूज करते हैं, तो बिकॉज जब हम ठंडे एरियाज में उसको यूज करते हैं तो उनका टेम्परेचर क्या होता है, लो, वहां का टेम्परेचर लो है. एज ए रिजल्ट जो कार रेडिएटर्स के अंदर पानी पड़ा होता है वो फ्रीज हो जाता है, फ्रीज होके वो आइस बना देता है. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट जो गाड़ी है वो काम करना बंद कर देगी. इन ऑर्डर टू अवॉइड दैट सिचुएशन हम क्या करते हैं, हम उसमें एंटीफ्रीज सोल्यूशन डालते हैं. जनरली हम इथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल डालते हैं. इथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल एक्चुअली एक्ट्स एज अ नॉन वोलाटाइल सल्यूट, एंड एज यू हैव स्टडीड that whenever we add non-volatile solute to solvent like water, its freezing point is depressed. उसका freezing point क्या हो जाएगा, lower हो जाएगा. Because of that, जब उसका freezing point ही lower हो गया, suppose उस जगह का temperature था, suppose वहां का temperature था -3 डिग्री. अब -3 पे वाटर जनरली जो है वो फ्रीज कर दिया था. अब जैसे आपने इथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल उसमें डाला था, इथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल ने क्या किया, उसका जो फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट है और लोअर कर दिया. किसका, वाटर मिक्सचर का, नॉट सराउंडिंग का. उसने वाटर जो सोल्यूशन था जिसमें, जिस वाटर में इथाइलिन ग्लाइकोल प्रेजेंट है, उसने उसका फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट डिक्रीज कर दिया, बहुत ज्यादा डिक्रीज कर दिया. बिकॉज ऑफ दैट अब उस जगह का टेम्परेचर कितना था, -3 डिग्री. तो बिकॉज सोल्यूशन का टेम्परेचर तो जो है फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट वो और लोअर हो गया, वो हो सकता है -20 हो गया हो. तो जब उसका ये जो टेम्परेचर फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट ही जो है लो हो गया, अब वो फ्रीज नहीं करेगा, अब वो आइस नहीं बनाएगा. तो बिकॉज ऑफ दिस रेडिएटर वाटर विल नॉट फ्रीज और कार जो है वो इजिली वर्क करेगी. सो दिस इज द एप्लीकेशन ऑफ डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट. वी कैन एक्सप्लेन हाउ कार रेडिएटर्स और हाउ व्हीकल्स वर्क इन द colder places. Now second application is removal of snow from road by the use of either NaCl or calcium chloride. What is this point? In colder countries, जितनी भी ठंडी जगह होती है वहां पर क्या होता है, सर्दियों में क्योंकि ठंडी जगह है तो वहां पर स्नोफॉल होती है, तो वहां पर हम देखते हैं रोड्स पे स्नो जो है वो डिपॉजिट हो जाती है, बहुत उनके रास्ते बंद हो जाते हैं. तो जनरली उनको रिमूव करने के लिए क्या किया जाता है, सबसे इजी जो प्रोसेस है वो क्या है, उस रोड को हम क्या करते हैं, उनको हम या तो NaCl, कॉमन सॉल्ट या कैल्शियम क्लोराइड के साथ उसको उन पे स्प्रे करते हैं. स्प्रे करने से क्या होगा, रोड जो है वो क्लियर हो जाती है. कैसे क्लियर होती है, इट इज ऑल्सो एक्सप्लेन ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट. ये भी डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट हम एक्सप्लेन करते हैं. कैसे, NaCl और कैल्शियम क्लोराइड ये दोनों ही क्या है, दीज आर नॉन वोलाटाइल सल्यूट. जब ये नॉन वोलाटाइल सल्यूट वाटर के ऊपर, वाटर में ऐड किए जाते हैं तो वाटर का डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट हो जाता है, मतलब उसका फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट लोअर हो जाता है. तो लोअर होने से क्या होगा कि जो, जब हमने रोड के ऊपर, जिस रोड के ऊपर ऑलरेडी स्नो पहले थोड़ी सी इकट्ठी हो गई है, हमने उस पर अब क्या किया, NaCl या कैल्शियम क्लोराइड का सोल्यूशन डाल दिया. डालने से उसने क्या किया, उसने वाटर का फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट लोअर कर दिया. अब उस जगह का टेम्परेचर अगर सपोज है -4 डिग्री सेल्सियस, तो इसने क्या किया कि इसका ये जो स्नो थी उसका टेम्परेचर जो है वो लो कर दिया. -4 की जगह उसने -20, -25 ऐसे कुछ कर दिया. तो अब -4 पे ऐसे नॉर्मली वो बना रही थी स्नो, वहां पर स्नोफॉल हो रही थी या स्नो डिपॉजिट हो रही थी, वहां पर आइस डिपॉजिट हो रही है. लेकिन अब क्योंकि टेम्परेचर लोअर हो गया, 20 डिग्री -20 हो गया, तो अब वो आइस नहीं बनेगी और जो पहले से जो बनी हुई है वो भी क्या होगी, वो भी मेल्ट हो जाएगी, वाटर के फॉर्म में आ जाएगी. In this way, we can explain how this depression in freezing point can explain the formation of or use of antifreeze mixture or removal of snow from road. One more point, use of antifreeze mixture. We also see this use of antifreeze mixture in the making of ice creams. जब भी आइसक्रीम्स बनाई जाती है फैक्ट्रीज में, वहां पर क्या होता है, पहले एंटीफ्रीज मिक्सचर्स बनाए जाते हैं, क्योंकि आप देखते हो जो हम बाहर से मार्केट से हम आइसक्रीम लाते हैं वो बड़ी अच्छी से फ्रीज हुई होती है। वही आइसक्रीम जो आप अपने घरों में बनाते हो वो वैसी नहीं होती है, वो बनती है लेकिन उतनी फ्रीजिंग नहीं होती उसकी जितनी की वहां होती है। वाई? बिकॉज इन दैट केस इन फैक्ट्रीज वो क्या करते हैं, एंटी फ्रीज मिक्सचर यूज करते हैं, जो किसका बना हुआ है, वाटर एंड सॉल्ट का। वाटर और सॉल्ट जो है वो क्या करते हैं, वो एंटी फ्रीज मिक्सचर का काम कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि वो भी क्या कर रहा है, सॉल्ट जब हमने ऐड किया तो सॉल्ट ने क्या किया, उसने डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट कर दी। तो जब वो जो आइसक्रीम के मोल्ड्स होते हैं उनके बाहर जो आइसक्रीम वाले हैं वो क्या करते हैं, उनके बाहर उसकी फिलिंग करते हैं। एज ए रिजल्ट वो एंटीफ्रीज मिक्सचर बाहर पड़ा है, तो उसने क्या कर दिया, एंटीफ्रीज मिक्सचर का ही जो टेम्परेचर है वो लोअर हो गया, 0 से कम हो गया, मतलब जितना वाटर का फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट है उससे कम हो गया। तो कम होने से वो जो आइसक्रीम जो मोल्ड्स के अंदर हम बनाते हैं वो जल्दी फ्रीज होती है। सो दीज आर द एप्लीकेशंस ऑफ डिप्रेशन इन फ्रीजिंग पॉइंट। So students, this is the numerical based on depression and freezing point. 1 gram of a non-electrolyte solute dissolved in 50 gram of benzene lowered the freezing point of benzene by 0.40 Kelvin. Freezing point depression constant of benzene is 5.12 Kelvin kg per mole. Find out the molar mass of solute. So, what is given to you? 1 gram of non-electrolyte solute, that is Wb is given to us, which is equal to 1 gram. Then dissolving 50 gram of benzene, it means Wa is also given to us, it is equal to 50 gram. Lower the freezing point of benzene by 0.40 Kelvin. It means when we add this solute to benzene, freezing point decreases by 0.40 Kelvin. It means this is delta Tf, which is equal to 0.40 Kelvin. Freezing point depression constant Kf for benzene is given to us. It is equal to 5.12 Kelvin kg per mole. Find out molar mass of solute. We have to find out Mb. Everything is given to us. We have just to put the formula. We know that depression in freezing point, that is delta Tf, is equal to Kf into M, which is further equal to Kf into Wb upon Mb into Wa into 1000. We have to find out this Mb. So Mb is equal to Kf into Wb into 1000 upon delta Tf into Wa. Substitute all the values. We have Kf equal to 5.12 into Wb is given to us 1 gram into 1000 upon delta Tf is given to us, that is 0.40 into Wa 50. This is a problem from NCERT book. When we solve it, it comes out to be 256. Because it is molar mass, so its unit is grams per mole. So this is the answer, 256. So this is our second numerical. 45 gram of ethylene glycol is mixed with 600 gram of water. We have to calculate freezing point depression. This is actually depression in freezing point and freezing point of solution. If Kf of water is given to you 1.86 Kelvin kg per mole and atomic mass of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. Now 45 gram of ethylene glycol, that is Wb, is given to us 45 gram with 600 gram of water. Wa is 600 gram. Then Kf is given to us 1.86 Kelvin kg per mole, and atomic mass is given to us, so we can find out molecular mass of solute ethylene glycol. C2, that means 24 plus 6 plus 32. 62 AMU. Now using the formula, because firstly we have to find out freezing point depression for first part. Freezing point depression. This is delta TF. It is equal to Kf into WB on MB into WA 1000. So you substitute all the values here. Delta TF is equal to, Kf is 1.86 into 45 into 1000 upon 62 into 600. When you solve it, it comes out to be 2.25. Because this is temperature, elevation in boiling point, depression in freezing point, so its unit is Kelvin. Now for second part. Second part is freezing point of solution. It means you have to find out TF. And we know that delta TF is equal to TF naught minus TF. TF naught is not given to us, but we know that here solvent is water, and for water freezing point is 273.15 Kelvin. Substitute the value of delta TF, that is 2.25 is equal to 273.15 minus TF, or TF is equal to 273.15 minus 2.25. When you solve it, it comes out to be 0.9 Kelvin. So this is the freezing point of solution. So this is all about depression in freezing point. You can solve other numericals at your own place. I think this is enough for today. Thank you, students.